Anchors away, my friend, anchors away. 2 days ago we had a knock on the door and this very nice UPS driver delivered this to our door, and it's quite a walk from the sidewalk, and this is 60 pounds.
Yeah, we felt kind of sorry for the guy.
And I didn't even offer him a drink.
It might take us a little while to get it all unwrapped, but you're with us. Anybody guess what it is yet? There we go. For those of you not familiar with this particular brand, this is a 60-pound Manson Supreme. It is a quick setting anchor, much the same as some of the other brands you see out there now. A lot of yachtsmen are using real quick setting ones with these roll bars. But the beauty about the Manson product is this unique bar on the top. They call this a rock slot. You can connect your chain as you would normally to an anchor, but you also have the option of adding a float here or by adding your chain here. If you put your swivel on here and you're in a real rocky area, you can back away from the anchor and go the other direction and pull it out. So then it would go? That's right. So by adding a float to it as well, you can do the same thing. You can just grab the float line and pull the anchor in the direction away from the boat. Yeah.
So would you do that with the dinghy?
We'd do that with the dinghy, yeah. Very shortly we're going to lift this up off the ground with our windlass and get it onto the bow of the boat and go out and try it. So we'll bring you all along when we do that. So thank you very much, Manson, and we look forward to getting lots of good night's rest on this hook.
Sailboat in the moonlight and June. Wouldn't that be heaven? Oh, heaven just for two. A soft breeze on a June night and what a perfect setting for letting dreams come true.
Well, our varnishing is coming along very nicely. I've got 3 coats on this one right now. We're just changing out some plugs. Some of the plugs, the wood plugs that are in this tow rail have popped out, and some of them were just loose, so I figure now's a good time to change them. And there's a very special reason why we're doing it now after we've already put 3 coats of varnish on, and that's because I couldn't get any plugs until today. So I've got another 2 coats to go on, and or at least one other good coat. If it looks good at 4, I think I might just leave it. But we'll varnish these. We'll cut them off and dress things a bit, and then varnish over top of them. They should be fine. I've got about 30 of them that I want to replace, so here we go. chat with a guy from the marina today about working on a boat, and he was very much like me. He said, I like all the big picture stuff, you know, the big jobs, and his wife liked all the fiddly little bits. And so they were a good team together, and I think Deb and I are the same. Getting through some of these projects is difficult, simply because there's so much work to do. And so what I try to do is leave myself a little payoff at the end of every day. I might have, you know, some little job that finishes things off and gives you a lot of satisfaction very quickly. The temptation is to rush to those little jobs, and then you got the big jobs yet to do, and I think that it's probably wisest to do it the other way around. So today I've got a little treat set aside for myself. I'll show you that in a moment. Woodwork is coming along quite nicely. We've got the final coat on the tow rail and the rub rail. We still have yet to do all this woodwork on top, but this is what it used to look like. You see that? Let's have a closer peek here. You see that? So you can tell we've done a fair bit of work here already. Just removing all of the tape off of here, which is one of those fiddly little jobs actually. I've got to peel this tape off, and you can see the sun has baked it on there, which brings me to my advice for today is buy good tape. Let's dig in. Got some graven pieces that need to be installed, and you can see here I've got plugs that have popped out as well. These pieces I've had to form here to cut in, and I'll glue those all in with epoxy here. So there's about 15 plugs that were missing, and you can see where somebody used to have a bimini attached to the rail here. It's caused a little bit of damage. I think we can fix it up, and you'll hardly know what was there when we're done. Watch this. Well, remember that special job I promised myself? The stainless cap that I polished earlier was waiting to get installed on my newly varnished rub rail. I couldn't wait to see what it would look like. That was a long day, but we got it all done. I've got the rub rail cap put on, that lovely polished stainless cap that we worked on so long and hard. It's installed now. All of the varnish work is done on the toe rail, the rub rail. It's looking really sweet up there. And I'm waiting for the new screws, so I haven't got absolutely every screw in, but I've used the old ones, which are kind of tarnished and varnishy, you know. But look at that. It just sets it all off.
Oh my goodness, too long to the wrong side. No, right. I went too small. Oh, okay, next one. There. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is it. Yeah, but how do I get it on?